What if the reason why you feel stuck isn't because you are not doing enough, but it's because you've not sit still enough? Most people are trying to change their lives through their actions, but real transformation happens in stillness. Today we are talking about stillness and how it can literally reprogram your mind. So let's dive into it. Stillness doesn't mean laziness. It does not mean you do nothing. Stillness is when you control your presence. The mind loves to repeat what it is used to. So when you are constantly distracted by noise, movement, your phone, your mind begins to move on autopilot. Stillness is the only time you disrupt these patterns, because stillness forces you to be aware of what you will normally overlook. Awareness is the beginning of reprogramming your mind. Stillness forces you to be aware of what you will normally avoid: your thoughts, your patterns, your emotions. Stillness will force you to sit with these discomforts. And most people think when you sit in stillness, it means you are overthinking. But overthinking is information. Overthinking tells you something needs to be addressed. This discomfort is mostly unprocessed emotions. Stillness forces you to look at the things you would normally numb or sweep under your carpet, because you can't change what you refuse to look at. And the nervous system wants to feel safe before you can change. When you are constantly living from survival mode, rushing, reacting, arguing, performing, you train your nervous system not to feel. But when you take a moment to sit still, it signals the nervous system that it is safe, and this will help the nervous system to create new pathways. When you sit still, you strengthen your intuition, because when you are constantly absorbing other people's opinions, their noise, your inner voice quiets down. It is during stillness that your intuition and your discernment begins to grow sharper. Your intuition is your soul's GPS. So when you constantly ignore it, you will hit roadblocks. Stillness helps your intuition to grow stronger, which protects your future. Stillness also builds emotional regulation. When you are able to sit with the discomfort of your own thoughts without the need to rush, fix, control, argue, or perform, you train your nervous system to be able to absorb discomfort. So you tend to respond instead of reacting, and training your mind to respond instead of reacting on autopilot is very powerful, because nobody can trigger you. You decide when to respond, you decide when to walk away, you decide when to stay silent. This is how you practice stillness. You pause 60 seconds before you respond whenever you are triggered. When you do this, you train your mind that it has to respond instead of reacting on autopilot. You slow down your physical movement, slow down the way you eat, the way you talk, the way you move. Stillness is when you avoid unnecessary over talking and unnecessary over explaining. So if you are currently in stillness and you are feeling discomfort, it doesn't mean it's not meant for you. It means your mind is detoxing from all the noise it has absorbed. Because sometimes growth isn't loud. It is when you are able to sit long enough to meet your real self. Always remember you are never late and never behind. Every single thing meant for you is aligning for you. You just have to keep making choices, actions, habits that aligns with who you are becoming. I am Akua Ohene Safo. I will see you in the next video.